Hi again, 5:15 here in Moscow now. Tens of thousands of protesters are expected to join a global million mask march, with actions already underway in the Philippines and Australia earlier. The mass protest against corruption, political oppression and censorship is organised every year by the activist network Anonymous. That Guy Fawkes mask has become, of course, the unofficial symbol of the movement.
Remember, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason and plot.
That was a clip from the 2005 film adaptation of the graphic novel V for Vendetta, which revived that mask as the symbol of the Anonymous movement. Today's global march is said to be the group's largest rally to date, they say, with demonstrators planned in nearly 700 cities around the world. The events taken place annually, as I was saying, since 2012. It's been marked too often by clashes between protesters and the police. The demonstrations coincide with Bonfire Night in the UK, which commemorates events in 1605. Back then, Guy Fawkes, in his day a persecuted English Catholic, was captured and eventually executed by London authorities after he attempted to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Today's Anonymous movement targets governments, politicians and multinational corporations. Back in 2007, though, the media dubbed them domestic terrorists and an internet hate machine. But now the movement numbers highly on most influential lists. Member Alex Poucher promises that the protests today will be peaceful, despite the fears of the police.
Solidarity and unity to get people gathered together as one big collective. We can do more as a group than we can on our own. When our voices come together, we're stronger. The people have the power, and the people should not fear the governments. The governments should fear their people. We just invite anybody that has anything on their mind to come out there and join us. Anybody who cannot come out to protest because they're afraid to show their identity, they can come out and wear a mask and be completely anonymous. This is going to be a peaceful protest. We do not condone violence. If we see people getting violent, we try to get them back in line.
Anonymous is also a hacking movement, and some of its former members are now targeting Islamic State. The Islamists have got a huge social media presence these days, using websites to recruit new members and spread their propaganda. We spoke to one person battling ISIL's online presence then, who wished to talk in disguise.
We were anonymous in the past, but we had to step away from them in order to combat the Islamic State. There's actually no central leadership, so it's hard to conduct activities such as counterterrorism. We didn't want to put any of them in danger for attacking Islamic State. We're aggressively pursued on a daily basis. Sometimes we shut down accounts 2 to 3 times a day. They keep coming back. We had stopped attacks in Tunisia, New York City. Also had another attack where we detected on social media several ISIS militants arming themselves with what's known as suicide belts and planning to attack certain mosques in a chain attack. It pretty much takes all my life, to be honest with you. 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is my prime job.
Well, that annual Million Mask March in London usually sees some of the largest crowds. Police there are preparing to deploy thousands of extra officers. Last year's march did descend into civil unrest, including clashes with the police. We'll be closely following anything that does kick off there and following the story more generally. We'll bring you updates as they happen throughout the evening.